Hi, I'm Sarah with Intermountain Healthcare's TOSH Pilates program. We're committed to helping you live your healthiest lives possible, and since you can't come to us, we're coming to you. I recommend a quick warm-up, and if you want to get the most out of your workout, please visit our website, toshutah.org/Pilates, and you'll get a ton of information on our basic principles, alignment, and all that good stuff. But we're going to jump right into it, so let's get started. We'll start laying down on our backs. Knees can be bent, feet flat. We're going to pull right into an imprint, which is one of those things you can find on our website. So think of drawing belly button to spine. Hip bones are going to tilt towards the ribs just slightly, lengthening your low back closer to the mat. And then keeping that, you'll lift your legs up to tabletop. We're just going to go for some toe taps. So right toes will dip down to tap the mat and then lift back up. Exhale down, inhale up. We'll alternate sides. And you're only going as low as you can without losing that imprint or without letting your back arch up. Exhale, pull belly button to spine. Watch your shoulders. Keep a nice white collarbone. We're not tensing through shoulders or neck. Exhale down, inhale up. Let's just do one more like that. And bring it back up. Same exact thing, but now both toes are dipping down at the same time. Exhale. Inhale, my range is a little smaller here, but again, find the range that works on your body. Back should not be arching up. Exhale down, inhale up. We'll just do 3 more there. 2, and last one. Good. Hug your knees into your chest for a moment, maybe a little rock side to side. And we're going to move into our Pilates hundreds. So legs back up to tabletop. You've got 2 options here. Legs can stay in tabletop, or they can lengthen long. Again, we're just focusing on back, not arching up. And head and shoulders can be up or down. Your choice. Arms long by your sides. We'll take a nice big inhale. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up if you're choosing, and we'll start to pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Gazes at your knees. Exhale. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, energy out the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. In. Can you curl up a little higher? In. And out. Inhale. And exhale. Last inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. And bend the knees, rest your head and shoulders down. Very nice. Go ahead and set the legs down. And you can do a little rock side to side. Maybe move the head side to side to release some tension from the neck. From here, go ahead and lengthen your legs long. Arms will reach up towards the ceiling. We're going for a roll up. So inhale, exhale, chin down. So chest, belly button, pulse to spine. We'll start to roll ourselves all the way up to sitting. And then we'll reach up and over the legs, still active through the core here. Inhale, we start to roll back. Exhale, we use the core to help control us down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, you start to roll up. Now, if you get here and you feel like you're really stuck, take a second, just set your elbows down just for that little section you're stuck in, and then continue rolling up using your core. Inhale, we start to roll back. Exhale, control 1 vertebra at a time down to the mat. We'll do that a couple more times. Belly button's pulling to spine. Shoulders are away from ears. I really like to pay attention, thinking of my spine or the mat like Play-Doh, and my spine making an impression of each vertebrae as I roll down. Good. Okay, we'll do this one more time. This next one we'll hold up in a seated position. Good. And roll it up. Okay, you're going to bend your knees. I like to hold on behind my legs just to help me kind of give a little pull and feel some length through the spine without popping my ribs forward. And engage my core here just to help me keep that length as I reach the arms long in front of me. Take a nice big inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to roll off your sits bones and curve your spine back into a C shape. From here, arms are lifting overhead and then lowering back down. We're going to exhale to lift up, inhale to lower. Now you lift as much as you can without anything changing through the torso, so your ribs shouldn't start to lift. We're keeping the C shape in the spine. Every exhale, I'm pulling belly button to spine a little bit more. We'll do 2 more there. And pull yourself up, round over your legs. Roll back up to sitting tall. We're doing the exact same thing, but we're changing the breath pattern. So we curve back, rolling off the sits bones. Now, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Now, as you exhale to lower your arms down, I want you to think about your ribs pulling down towards your hips even more. Getting more contraction through those abdominals, giving a little more intention to the movement. Maybe you even think of some resistance with the arms down. 2 more. Good, pull yourself up, round over your legs. Stack back up to sitting tall, arms reach long, inhale. Exhale, curving back. Arms are going to open wide now and then pull forward. I'll give you the front view as well. Exhale as the arms open wide, inhale forward. Same idea as before, we're only opening as wide as we can without the ribs popping. So we're keeping that good contraction through the center of the body. And I only like to open my arms about as wide as I can while still seeing my fingertips in my peripheral vision. Keep thinking about ribs dropping towards hip bones, maybe a little bit of glutes to help pull the tailbone under you a little more. 2 more. And 1. Pull yourself up and over your legs. Stacking back to sitting tall. 1 more variation here, we're going to add some rotation. So arms long, curve the spine back. Let's stay on the right side. You're going to sweep the right arm back behind you. Look at it. Sweep it back forward, and we'll just stay on that side. Exhale as you reach back. Inhale as you pull it forward. Still staying very contracted through the center of the body, starting to target those obliques a little bit more. 1 more like that, and then we're going to add a little more to it. So from here, we start the same. We sweep back. The arm is going to lift up. As it comes overhead, we find center again, and then arm drops down. So I want that little moment when the arm is overhead and center to find that connection between rib and hip again. Exhale. 1 more like that. All right, let's switch to the left. Starting with just the twisting and coming back center. Exhale as you twist. Inhale, center. Can you find more contraction through the center of the body? 1 more like that. Let's add the arm lifting overhead. So we twist. Arm lifts up, we come through center, take that little pause, and drop the arm. Exhale. Good, find the connection in the torso, and drop the arm. 2 more. Last one. Lift up, round over your legs. Good. Roll up the spine. Okay, back to lying down on your back. Going into a little bit of an ab series. That's what we've been doing the whole time. This is going to flow a little bit more. We'll pull back into that imprint we talked about at the beginning. Belly button to spine, lengthening low back closer to the mat, and legs will lift up to tabletop. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, curl head and shoulders up. You're going to hug one knee into your chest as the other leg lengthens long. Inhale as they're switching, exhale as it lengthens. Inhale and exhale. Now you can absolutely do this with head and shoulders up or down. Just make sure you're not tensing in the neck too much. We're still keeping that good imprint. And I want you to give the intention here that your abs are what's pulling that knee towards you. Some other things are happening too, but we're giving that intention so we feel our abdominals a little bit more. Keep breathing. Hips are staying stable, so you don't want to feel like you're wobbling on the mat. Let's just do one more each side. Go ahead and hug knees into chest, rest head and shoulders down just for a quick inhale. Exhale, we curl back up, hands come behind your head. Legs are doing the same thing, but we're adding a twist with the upper body. Exhale. Inhale as you're switching, exhale to twist. Now I want you to think about opposite shoulder reaching towards the knee rather than your elbow. You're going to feel a little more connection through your obliques this way. If this is not feeling great on the body to have the legs going, you can keep this rotation going with your legs down and still twisting through the upper body. That's an option as well. The next time we're to the right leg, we're going to hold there. Hold in this twist. Now a little pulse up towards the knee, little reach, reach. Belly button pulling the spine, shoulder reaching across to the knee. Really feeling that oblique start to burn up. Go 3, 2, hold. We switch to the left. Little pulse up and reach higher and higher. Go 3, 2, hold. Bend it in, hug knees into chest, head and shoulders rest down. Little rock side to side. Okay, we'll go for our double leg stretch now. So legs are still in tabletop. We'll curl head and shoulders up, hands start by the knees. Arms reach overhead, legs reach long in front of you, and everything circles back in. As everything lengthens out, make sure your shoulders don't drop and your low back does not arch up. Same idea here. Let's inhale out, exhale to pull in, and you're giving that intention of your abs are pulling your knees in towards you. Inhale, exhale, 2 more. Last one, so you can curl up a little bit higher as everything pulls in, and rest it down. All right, last thing here, we're bringing legs back to tabletop and arms straight up towards the ceiling. Going for dead bugs. So your right arm is going to lift long overhead as your left leg reaches long in front of you. And then you pull everything back in. Exhale out, inhale in. Now nothing should change through the torso as we move through this. As the arm lifts overhead, you don't want your ribs to pop up. As your leg lengthens out, you don't want your back to pop up. So we're staying really contracted through the center of the body. Nice strong exhales. We'll do one more each side. Good, and set your feet down. I like to open my arms wide to a T or maybe goalposts and just give my knees a little rock side to side. Again, maybe moving head towards the opposite side of the knees to let the neck release a little bit. All right, we are going to roll onto our right side. So laying on our sides, I like to just use my arm to prop my head up, but if you would rather have a pillow, a blanket, or something under your head, always an option, whatever's comfortable. Legs are long in line with your body, so you don't want them too far forward or too far back, or one long line. Hips are stacked on top of one another, and a good way to check that is to look down at your feet and make sure they're in line. If your top foot is shorter than your bottom, it's a good sign that your hips are off. So getting those feet right in line with one another. Draw your abs in, close your ribs off, and we're going to start to lift the leg up and lower down. I like to flex my foot up and point it down. If that totally throws you off, forget about it. Just let the leg keep lifting up and down. Now you're only lifting as high as you can without changing your hip alignment. So what starts to happen, if we lift too high, this hip starts to fall in towards my ribs. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this gets really small, and then as it drops down, it kind of lengthens. We want to keep that length there the whole time. So that does mean a little bit of activity through the core, even though we are focusing on some glutes and hips. So if you are feeling, we want to be feeling kind of side booty here, but if you're feeling kind of hip flexor, quad, then there's a couple things you can try. You can try rotating this top hip forward, maybe just a tiny bit more, or sliding the top foot back just a little bit more.
Yeah, see if that helps. Okay, this next one, we're gonna hold the leg up, point the toes, energy out the leg here, start to circle the leg. And you only circle as much as you can without any wobbling through the hips or shoulders. Lifting up, up. Yeah, we really want that upward motion. That's what it's gonna challenge. Exhale. Go ahead and reverse the circle. Up. Stable through the center of the body. 3, 2, and 1. You get a little break, just enough to take an inhale. Exhale, lift the leg up. Now the bottom foot's going to come to meet the top foot and then lower them down together. Top foot lifts up, bottom foot comes to meet it and control them down. So we want to control in both directions here. So we're working the muscle in both directions. We're working the muscle in its shortened position and its lengthened position. This is a great opportunity to make sure feet are staying in line, especially as you lower. Think of that top foot trying to reach longer than the bottom. And this time we'll bring both legs up together. Exhale up, inhale, control down. We're definitely starting to feel some oblique work here, inner thigh of the bottom leg. Again, we're still keeping all the good alignment through the hips as we move through this. We'll hold this next one up for a tiny little pulse. Pulse. It's not bouncing. We're lifting and lifting. Use the muscles to make the movement happen in your leg rather than just bouncing the legs and hope those muscles are going to work. Make them work. Go 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. I like to massage my hip out for a second because it's really working. All right, we'll flip over to the other side. Stacking your legs or stacking your hips up and lengthening your legs long in line with your body. Draw the abs in, close the ribs off, and we start to lift and lower the leg. Remember, you can always check that your feet are in line with one another to make sure your hips are stacked. Keeping this length between hip bones and rib bones so we're not letting it crunch in at all. I swear the second side always feels harder for some reason. Lifting up, lowering down. The more length you feel through your leg, the more we're going to be able to get those glutes to engage. Good. Now if you're starting to feel this in your back at all, bending the bottom knee is always an option as well. It's going to give you a little more stability. Play around with what feels good on your body. Okay, this next one, we're going to hold the leg up. Point the toes, little circles. Now I always say this, one side might be different than the other side. So maybe this side, your circles are a little bigger, or maybe they're a little smaller. But remember, whatever you need to do to keep the stability through your hips, through your torso. We don't even want wobbling through the shoulders, because that's a good sign we're compensating for our hips. Let's reverse the circle. Keep fighting for length through the leg. Go 3, and 2, and 1. You get a little baby rest. Inhale, exhale, lift the leg up. Bottom foot comes to meet the top. Control them down together. Top foot, bottom foot, control it down. Good, so we're still getting into our hips here, but we're starting to work through the inner thigh, starting to work through our obliques. Controlling on the way down. We don't ever want to let the legs just kind of collapse down. Keep working the whole way through the movement. Good, let's lift them both up together. Exhale up, inhale, control down. Exhale up, think of top leg lengthening longer than bottom. 2 more there. This one we'll hold it up and a little pulse up, up, up. Take control of the movement. Give it some intention and we're not just bouncing. Go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. And maybe give that hip a little massage for a second. Good. Okay, so from here, we're gonna roll over and come to our hands and knees. Let's do a little bit of planking. Getting back into the core. So wrists are right under your shoulders. Now if this is too much on the wrists, feel free to drop down to your elbows. That's absolutely fine. Just make sure those elbows are right under your shoulders. Abs are drawing in. We're just gonna lengthen the legs back and hold in a plank for 4 deep breaths. Shoulders are away from ears, chin is off the chest. Make sure you're not locking the elbows. And I like to think of my low abs trying to pull my pubic bone forward, glutes trying to squeeze to pull the tailbone down. 2 more big breaths there. And drop the knees down. Good. I like to kind of sit back towards my heels to give my wrists a break. We're going to add a little more to this. Shifting back forward. Lengthening one leg out at a time. And on an exhale, we're going to lift the right leg up. Inhale down. Exhale, left leg. Inhale down. Let's do 1 more each side. Hips are staying stable. Hold. Knees down. Hips back. We're going to do 1 more variation there. If it's not feeling great to your body, choose one of the other ones we just did. Lengthening back out. Reach your legs long. Right leg's going to lift up. Tap out to the right. Tap back center. Left leg up. Tap out. Tap center. We won't be here long. Keep breathing. Keep the length through your spine. Let's do 1 more each side. Knees down. Hips back. Good. Roll out your wrists if you need to a little bit. Okay, we're coming to hands and knees now, getting right back into the glutes. Same idea here. If it starts to bother the wrists too much, you could lift up onto fists or drop down to your forearms. Totally great options to modify. So from here, make sure your knees are right under your hips. Wrists are still under your shoulders. Now, right leg is going to lengthen long behind you without anything changing through the rest of your body. From here, we're lifting the leg straight up, tapping it down. Exhale up, inhale down. Now make sure that as that leg lifts up, your core is also drawing in. Your spine is staying the same shape the whole time. So as the leg lifts, we don't want to arch the back. So I don't really care how high the leg gets, because sometimes if we go too high, that's when that arching starts to happen. So core is strong, glute is working. Same idea, find as much length through that leg as you can. Make sure you're not shifting too much weight over into your left hand. You want to stay pretty centered. Let's do 3 and 2. We'll hold this one up. Little pulse. Up, up, up. Now I'm trying to lift higher every time and drop less every time. Same idea as before with our pulses. We're not bouncing, hoping the muscle's going to work. I'm actively squeezing my glute to lift my leg. Belly button drawing to spine to support my back. 3, 2, hold it up. You're going to bend the knee in. I like to flex my foot on this one and then press long. Bend it in, press long. And I like to give the feeling like I'm pushing against something here. So again, I could easily kind of swing back and forth and let momentum do more of the work, or I can give the intention that I'm pushing and I'm going to feel the glute even more. Core is still in, shoulders are away from ears, and make sure you're not locking your elbows here. Do 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the knee down. Now we're going to add the opposite arm with it. So what I like to do before I get everything up in the air, I like to lengthen my toes out long behind me of the right leg. Left arm's going to reach out long in front of me. Now both arm and leg are going to lift up and down. Exhale, inhale. Same idea. You're gonna feel a lot more core and obliques now that we're fighting for that balance. Make sure your spine doesn't change shape. We're not arching at all. We go 3 and 2. We're holding up on this last one. Now, arm opens out to the left, leg opens out to the right, and pull it center. I'm going to give you the forward view of this. Yeah, we open them away from one another and then pull back center. So here you're really going to feel your obliques stabilizing. Exhale, inhale. We're just doing 3 more. Don't let anything happen in the torso. We're stable in the center. Last one. Hand down, knee down. Child's pose for a moment. Roll out the wrists a little bit. All right, we've still got the other side to do. Here we go. Come on up. Lengthen your left toes behind you. And we'll start lifting up and down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Like I said, when we were lying on our sides, one side might feel different than the other side. So don't force this side to do the same thing the other one did. Exhale and inhale. Core drawing in. And I always like to check that I'm centered through my body by lifting the opposite hand off, just to make sure that I'm balanced and not sending too much weight into that hand. Find more length through the leg. Keeping hips as square as you can. We'll hold it up, little pulse, up, up. I'm lifting higher every time and lowering less every time. So I'm getting more and more engagement from the glute. Shoulders from ears. Always got to give myself a little check. 3, 2, hold it up. Flex your foot, bend the knee in, push as you lengthen back out. Bend in, exhale and push. Energy through the heel. Inhale and exhale. My glutes shaking. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Pull it in. You can press back just for a little rest. Coming right back up, adding that opposite arm. So starting by lengthening left toes back, right fingers forward, lifting up on an exhale. Inhale, tapping down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Staying as centered as you can. Make sure we're not wobbling. Core is helping like crazy on these ones. Let's hold. And right arm opens to the right. Left leg opens to the left. Exhale. Inhale, center. Find your range that you can stay stable. 3 more. And last one. Center, bend it in. Child's pose. Roll it out. Really good. All right. And rolling on up. So that was our class today. Butts and guts. Yes, we did it. Make sure you take a few minutes to stretch, especially those glutes, they need it. And if you have any questions or comments for us, please visit our website or email us at toshpilates@imil.org. Have a good one.